Hello sir, welcome to GameStop. Would you like to sign up for our membership program?
No thanks, I'm good.
Oh, okay. Well then what can I do for you today sir?
I'm looking for a good platform fighter. Do you guys have anything good?
I'll see what we have. Okay, I'm back. So we only have these two games left. This one. And this one. I hear the one with the pixel art is really good. There are a few characters in that one that have no Smash counterpart, so I'd recommend.
Oh my god. Is that Red Marth? And a goat fox? This game looks absolutely insane. Best game 10 out of 10. This should be even better than Smash Ultimate. The one with the pixel art looks cool. I'll take that one please.
Okay, that will be $14.99 please.
Sure, let me just get mine. Hey, what's that over there?
Over where? This is the third time this week.
Hey guys, RetroX here again. I wanted to make a video to talk about a game that I had high hopes for, but ultimately left a lot to be desired. Though first, I feel as though I should explain some things about myself first before I get into the main topic. Now I, like a lot of people, love fighting games. If not for the challenge they provide, then for the visual spectacle of these games. A lot of the fighting games I play attracted me from their visual style alone. Even if they don't have the most cutting-edge graphics, the aesthetics are always enough to make me at least consider picking these games up. Specifically, it's the design of characters that end up being one of a few factors that make me buy these games. And that's where we get to the topic of this video. See, there's this game called Icon's Combat Arena that came out about a year ago. For those who didn't know, many of the guys who worked on Project M went on to make this game. If you recall, the original team ceased development of Project M with the last official released version being 3.6 beta. They stated that they wanted to go on to work on other projects, and so they stopped all official development on Project M. As a fan of Project M, I was pretty sad, but was optimistic, because I assumed that their next project would be something amazing, and, well. Oh god. Now this game looks pretty bad, to be entirely honest with you, and I say that knowing MVCI exists. But, at least in MVCI, the actual designs of the characters are pretty decent and convey character. Icon's fighters don't. The design of Icon's fighters feel more like they were designed to fit an archetype than as actual characters. They show what they are, but not who they are. See, for me, a good fighting game character design is a character that both properly conveys their functionality in-game, but also properly conveys them as a character. In fact, this is how I judge most character designs in general, but I feel it's very important in fighting games in which characters are the most important component. My issue with Icons, at least visually, is that the character designs convey function, but don't convey any personality. The characters were all designed to fit an archetype, nothing more, and a whole lot less. She's the high-speed combo character, she's the heavy, and they're the gimmick fighters. None of them really have anything in their designs that say anything about their personalities. This is unfortunately a result of the team designing the characters as functions and not as characters. The worst offenders in this case are the characters Kid and Sarang. Kid is basically a near one-to-one copy of Fox from Smash Bros. The only difference is that his side B is worse. Sarang, on the other hand, is quite literally another anime swordswoman, being a clone of Marth. Neither character has any reason to be a copy of their Smash counterparts other than, the function isn't already in the game, so let's add that. You can even see this lack of care in the designs of the characters. Kid looks like they just slapped a goat's head on Fox and called it a day, and Sarang looks like any other typical Fire Emblem lord. Basically, the designs are lazy, bland, and at worst, unoriginal, which is something I didn't really expect from the same team who made Project M, a mod that had so much more time, effort, care, and attention to detail put into it, that gave it more flair and personality than the game it was a mod of. I don't really want to leave the video off without providing my own ideas for design improvements. So I'm going to choose 3 characters from icons and redesign them. I'll use Kid, Sarang, and this one. Of course, I won't just give them any old design. Believe it or not, these characters have a backstory. I'll be using what I assume is the official wiki for the game, and redesign the chosen characters based off of their backstories. The designs I come up with will have some drastic differences however, especially Kid and Sarang, who really need something to stand out from their original counterparts. I'll be going with the most drastic change first, then make my way down to the least drastic. So, without further ado. So, when I went about redesigning Kid, I was wondering how I could still make him a bounty hunter without having him be Fox 2.0. After a couple of failed attempts I thought, what if I took his name literally? And so, I give you. So yeah, it's a pretty heavy change I know, though I do have an explanation for this. When I was looking at Kid's original design, I noticed that he shared a lot of design elements with 2 other characters in the game, which didn't make much sense, since these characters have never interacted prior to this game according to their backstories. They aren't a team like say, Fox and Falco, who have a reason to wear similar outfits, so it's weird that so many design elements are shared between each other. To circumvent this, I decided to make Kid younger by a lot. I also designed him to be more of a scavenger, with some bounty hunting tools available to him. For example, the weird blue triangle thing that I guess was the front armor piece, I replaced entirely. He now has a chest plate, with the triangle thing being a muffler now. I also changed it from blue to red, so it stands out more against the blues I used in his design. The big change is the horns. Since he's more or less a baby goat now, he wouldn't have the big horns that he had originally, so how did I fix this? Well, the goggles on his head double as a weapon, as they can generate holographic horns at Kid's command. I remembered that in icons, Kid actually uses his horns in a few attacks, so I had to find a way to add them into his redesign in a way that made some form of sense, and were unique in some way. So with Sarang, my issue is that she looks too much like a Fire Emblem character. Her backstory didn't necessarily give me a lot to work with either, only that she was the Empress of the Cloud Kingdom. So instead of using her backstory, I used something else. On the same page that I found her backstory, I found the names for her special moves. All of them seemed to have Phoenix in some part of their names, so I took that, and applied it to her redesign, and so. So after discovering that her attacks were based off of a phoenix, it made her original design seem even more out of place to me. Not that they can't be another color, but phoenixes are usually depicted as being red in color, whereas Sarang's original design had a lot of muddy oranges, and dull blues, all of which were very unpleasing to look at. So, for her redesign, I got rid of the blues altogether, made the oranges pop more, and made her design mostly red, like how most phoenixes are depicted as being. As a sword character, your attention will be drawn to her sword in-game. I simplified the design on the blade itself, and put most of the detail in the hilt. Following the design I was going with, I decided to give the hilt a winged design. In Sarang's original design, she didn't have a family crest or some kind of notable symbol anywhere in her design, so I decided I'd make one, and since phoenixes seemed to be her thing, I made a sort of abstract version of one. I had the idea of it glowing as well, since the game itself takes place in a futuristic setting. This was something I then repeated on her crown, which is comprised of a golden headpiece, and 2 pairs of glowing wings. Her hair and cape will be the last thing I cover, and there isn't a whole lot to go over. I made the hair point upward, kind of like the wings of a phoenix. The cape, rather than being one piece, I divided up into multiple parts to more closely resemble a phoenix's tail. The last character I'll be redesigning is a Shawnee. Now, according to her backstory, she is an entrepreneur, a CEO of a business, and an inventor. The only thing that could maybe be implied in her visual design is the inventor part, because before reading her backstory, I honestly thought she was a space cop, or a bounty hunter like Kid. The only thing even remotely hinting at her being part of a company would be the logo on her suit, But honestly, for all anyone knows, the logo could be for the company that gave her the suit, or going with the space cop idea, it could be the logo for a police force or something. So, since she's the CEO of a business, I decided to make a suit that reflects that, and so yeah, there's not a whole lot different going on with the design here. I still kept the blues she used in her original design, I just made them a bit more saturated so they weren't so dull. I figured that I'd also remove some of the bulkiness of the original suit. A lot of modern companies use more simplistic designs for a lot of their products nowadays, so I tried to find a middle ground between a simple looking design, while also making it combat suitable. True to her CEO roots, I designed her armor as sort of a business suit. The suit now includes a tie, with the chest and shoulder pads designed to look like a vest. I also replaced her visor with glasses. Like with Sarang in the previous section, I decided to give her armor glowing features. The logo on her armor now glows a bright blue. But otherwise, yeah, there isn't really a lot that I changed here, so I really can't go into any more depth. So, right around this point of the video, I took a break and went to go play something from my Steam library for a bit. When I opened up Steam, I noticed that Icons, which I had previously uninstalled, was replaced with its Legacy Edition apparently. Since I was making a video about the game, I decided to do a bit more research. I've yet to re-download it and play it myself, and honestly I don't know if I will. Apparently, the actual gameplay has been fixed, which as a fighting game, that should be its top priority. However, it seems the visuals have remained unchanged since last time, which includes the character designs. Honestly, as a fan of Project M, this game was honestly a letdown, and I really was hoping it would be a really great game. I do hope that if by some chance the developers watch this, that if you are working on a sequel to this game, that after the gameplay, the visuals will be your top priority. Primarily in the character designs. They need to have more character than function. Anyways, that's all I really have for this video. I'm RetroX, and I'll see you all next time, hopefully with a mic, and not text-to-speech.
Darkness that dozes in the dusk, throw it all away. No one can break you, nobody can tear you. You live the endless life forever. All night, darkness that dozes in the dusk, throw it all